Hey everyone, coming at you here from Upstate New York, getting ready to head out to Sturgis. Just wanted to give a little reminder for anybody that's trailing a bike or tying one down. Just some ideas. I was in the trucking business for a long time, the heavy haul. So I've tied a few things down, but some people may do it different. But this is what's always worked for me and been safe. I've had, I don't know, I can't even remember how many bikes I've had full dresser Harleys, so just a lot of them. I've got a 1,500 mile trip, so I went a little above and beyond, securing this thing, but just better be safe than sorry for a long trip. I do have a trailer that I could have took, but I opted for this long trip to take this RT series, or ramp series. Has a longer ramp, and it's a foot longer than the regular motorcycle trailer, and it actually has suspension, so it rides better. But with a long trip, if something happens to the trailer, I just want them to bring it another one. I don't have to worry about having to work on mine. I brought some tools, jacks, grease gun, multimeter, and some wiring supplies in case something happens. Just in case they can't get to me for 3 or 4 hours if I'm in the middle of the Badlands or something, or on the way out there. But anyways, it's a U-Haul, it's RT, so if you're going to get one, get the RT, not the MT. The MT has a very short ramp, and for a dresser, it's not going to work. You're going to bottom out. So get the RT series, and they have a wheel chock in them. So make sure the tires up in the wheel chock, and to do that, just get your tie down position so you can get that in there close. I'm not a fan of leaving my bike in gear when I travel. I drag race for a long time. Guys that leave their cars and the trailers in gear, I've seen them lose their first gear in the transmission because the car moved around a little bit or bounced with the suspension, depending where you tie it down. So this is where I tie it down. You guys don't have to, but I've never had an issue. It doesn't hurt the paint, and it doesn't hurt the suspension cartridges. So I go around the motor mount with a soft tie and then bring it down. That's a good place to hold it, and it doesn't hurt the suspension, and it keeps the bike stable. If I'm on a short trip or something, I just tie these things in a knot or something, but I just use some zip ties because I don't want them coming loose, and they're tight. They've got the Velcro strap around them as well too. But I also just being double insured, use a zip tie and got it real tight. I just don't want to knock the paint up with this. I'll cut this tag off here so it's not flapping the paint. But this has 8 tie downs in it. That's just trailer. I use 6 of them. This one was an extra. I just used one of the quick clasps just for extra security. But this is the rear main tie down. Went to the crash bar on the soft tie. Went ahead and zip tied those as well too. I even zip tied like my phone cord. I didn't want to take it out, whatever, so I just zip tied that up, and it'll work out fine. Be sure you put your Harleys in transport mode. The way you do that is this is a CVO, so it doesn't have an ignition right there. It's just for the 4 o'clock. My ignition's up on the handlebars. So if you have a 4 o'clock button, and that's your ignition, turn it on, and then turn it back off. Or if you have the CVO on the right hand side there, hit that power button up and turn it back off. There's going to be a red security light on the dash when it does that, and before that light shuts off, it's like 5 seconds. There's your turn signal, there's your turn signal. You got to push both of those in at the same time after you've turned your ignition off. Just cycle your ignition on off within 5 seconds at the same time, thumb on each turn signal, push them, and that's going to put your bike in a transport mode. It'll say right on your odometer, activate transport. The reason you do that is every time this bike moves going down the road, it's going to think somebody's moving the bike with the alarm system if you don't do that. Especially on a long trip like I'm going, the battery will be dead when you get there if you don't put it in transport mode. It's the same exact way to deactivate it. Cycle the key switch or the on-off switch within 5 seconds, push both turn signals at the same time, deactivates the transport mode, you're good to go. Just, you got to make sure the key is in your pocket. I have a key fob, or if if it's a soft tail, wherever you guys got a key in it or whatever, make sure the key's in it, or if it's a fob, make sure you got it near the bike. But yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna try out some new things. Got new Legend suspension in the front and the rear, the 13s and the Axios in the front. This has a stage 2 setup in it, a CR480 cam, all the goodies that go with it, manifolds, push rods, lifters, cooling mods. I've got the temperatures down to like 195 degrees when I'm traveling. I've got a 1.5 inch tank lift right there. The deflector fans, the Mighty jugs, the Mighty Mite love jugs, I'm sorry, Mighty Mite love jugs. Did the long filter with a permanent filter in there. That dropped it on a few degrees, so it's just amazing. I rode with somebody at Bike Week here last week down in Gettysburg, and he had a Street Glide with a 128 kit, and it kept derating, so to speak, pulling timing around like it was hot out. It was running bad, but he had gauges up on his tuner. It was 370 degrees, and when we got to one of the stops on a poker run, I had the infrared heat gun. I hit his the same place I hit mine, on top of the head by the spark plug. His heads were at 340 degrees, and mine were at 190. And we weren't riding two up, neither one of us, and we were both getting on it pretty good. And obviously that Street Glide doesn't have the water cooled head, so that helps obviously some as well too, probably 30-40 degrees. But I contribute a lot to that oil filter, the Mighty Mites, and the cooling deflector, or the air deflector, and the tank lift, front and the rear. Plus it looks cool. So anyways, stay tuned. We'll keep up with everybody on the way out of Sturgis. It's Thursday, a week before Sturgis starts. I'm going to go out and ride the Badlands for 4 or 5 days before Sturgis starts, and stay for a few days during the rally, and then come back before it gets crazy. Anyways, stay tuned, everyone. Ride safe. Hopefully we get hooked up with somebody, or maybe somebody replies to this video, and we'll see you out there. Peace.